Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. In this week's video, we are looking at the Beyerdynamic Aventho wired headphones. These things are pretty cool. Now, if you're not familiar with the Beyerdynamic Aventho, I don't blame you. I'd never heard of them either. Honestly, I pretty much only keep up with pro audio headphones. It's very rare that I get into hi-fi or consumer type headphones, but I'll tell you why I got interested in these. I've been traveling and using Bose QC15, the older model Bose Quiet Comfort noise canceling headphones. I take them everywhere. You know, I'm not a big fan of their pro audio products necessarily, but their headphones, those Quiet Comfort headphones, have served me very well through a lot of travel in the past 4 to 5 years. I think I've had them about that long, maybe 4 years, but they're worn out. They're about done, and the option to replace them that I've been looking at is the QC35, which is a $350 pair of headphones. So, you know, I don't really feel like I need Bluetooth. I kind of prefer to have the wire, the cable. So I figured when Beyerdynamic reached out with these Aventhos, which also happened to be exactly $350 for a pair, that maybe it was time to drop the Bose, drop the noise canceling, and just look at something that's a little higher quality and maybe a little better of a listening experience. So let's take a closer look at the Aventho wired. Now, you may have heard of the wireless version of these online, YouTube. You may have seen them advertised, and they are getting great reviews for the most part from what I've seen. I've not personally seen the wireless version or used them. There's a whole thing with software to do with those and presets, and I honestly haven't listened to them yet. So all I've got to go on is my previous experience of listening to other Beyerdynamic Pro-level headphones, and I've got a pretty extensive collection of headphones myself, beyond just the Bose that I travel with. I've got, just on my desk here, I've got a pair of 7506s. I've got a pair of ATH M50s. In my gig bag right now, I've got a pair of ATH M50Xs. I've got a whole bunch of other headphones around. I've owned other Beyerdynamics, DT100s, 200s, 150s with the boom mic, single ear, double ear. But with casual headphones, my go-to really has been those QC15 Bose noise canceling headphones for travel. They're light, they fit in my bag, there's a single cable, they work with my iPhone. A whole bunch of reasons why they've been great for the last few years. So the Aventho looked really interesting. It's back to basics, which I like. They looked really well built, and I gotta tell you, these things are absolutely exquisite. I don't know what type of leather this is, so I can't speak to how long it'll hold up. I personally wish no headphones were ever made out of this stuff again, whether it's fake or real leather. It just never lasts. It's not just a problem with one brand. I've seen it happen to Sony's, Audio-Technica's, Beyerdynamics. Every brand I've ever seen leather, fake leather, leatherette, faux leather, any of this stuff, it falls to pieces. I wish they would stop making headphones out of it, but this is exquisitely soft. It's very nice. These are fully metal. You know, the band is metal. This kind of looks like one of those adjustable hose clamps. Nice clicking adjustable metal side bands there. All metal through here, metal. Really just nicely built. They're absolutely beautiful. The bag they come in is nice. The band, I'm not sure if this is real or faux leather, but it's just very nice feeling right now that it's new. I like the way the inside of the cups are labeled. It's very easy to get them to a size that fits you and to keep them there. Even if you're tossing them in and out of your bag, they don't just collapse down like a lot of the plastic headbands do. And they swivel. They don't fold so much, but they do swivel flat. So you can get them into your bag, into a pocket pretty easily, or into this bag here. Now these are wired. They're the wired version, and as such they come with a removable cable, which is pretty standard these days. So here is the cable, and this is about, let's see, that's about a 3-foot cable. And this is an Android iOS compatible cable, tip ring sleeve with the microphone and the controller up here near the right ear cup. Now that's my first complaint about these, and it's, you know, this is a personal preference, but every time I want to use these, I've got to pull them out. I got to identify white or red, which is, you know, easy enough. Then I've got to identify left, and then these go in at an angle. So there's your left one and your right. So it's a dual cable design, which I personally, you know, honestly, after using these for about 30 days, I just don't care for it. And maybe that's because I'm too used to the Bose style, because what happens a lot is I'll have these on, you know, if I'm wearing these and I want to stand up and go to the bathroom on an airplane, for instance, a lot of time what I'll do so I can disconnect from whatever I'm listening to is I'll leave the cable where it is. I do this at my laptop as well, and I'll just pull the one cable, and then I can take the headphones off and just walk away with them. And and that's pretty convenient. When I come back, I put them on and I hit the one cable back into the left ear, and that works really well for me. This 2-cable thing, it's been a long time since I've had to deal with this, for one, like this constant, I just feel like I'm constantly tangled in it. And again, personal preference, that might not bother you, but I really would love to have seen this in a single cable design. These kind of have a retro feel to them, so that, dual cable is kind of a throwback to an earlier time in headphones. And, if you're into it, it might be perfect for you. But that's my really only complaint about this cable. Companies like Audio-Technica with the ATH M50X, for a whole lot less money, give you 3 cables. They give you a short cell phone style cable, then they give you some longer professional cables. Now, I don't necessarily expect that kind of detail from a consumer aimed headphone, but for $350 from a company like Beyerdynamic, that's, again, just personal preference. This is a great cable. I've only had it 30 days, can't really speak to how long this is going to last. It's very nicely made, very well put together, and these actually have like a little locking bump right on the end where they, so when they click in, they really do seat in there. You're not going to have an issue with this pulling out. In other accessories, you get this nice tote bag kind of guy here, and it's got like a flat bottom with some foam in it. So it's padded a little bit. It's not really padded. There's some padding right there. That's basically what's padded, is this bottom part. And from what I can gather, they intend for you to fold them flat and then put them in like that. And that's what I've been doing, so they stay padded. And then you put this guy, there's a little like pouch kind of in there where you can put your cable and any other stuff you need to hold on to, and then there's like a drawstring situation. So that's the way they want you to carry them, and that's fine. My only gripe about that is if you could have a set of these that could fold like this and then in on top of themselves again like this. Like, you see how small this big set of headphones gets. If you could do that with these would be super portable. And just having them in my bag for the last 30 days, my biggest issue is even if you use this case, you're getting a lot of that going on. And you can see here, I'm not sure if this is going to show up on camera or not, but there is starting to be a little bit of wear right there. And just right there where the paint is starting to, not sure if you can see this at all, but right there where these two come into contact. And that's happening in 2 different places, right? So it's happening there on this side of the cup. Like, rotating this way, it's happening a hole. So no matter what you do with these in your bag, that happens, and they've definitely gotten a little bit of wear on them. Again, for a $350 headphone. Now, personally, I don't mind if I get a little wear spot on my gear. It doesn't bother me personally at all, but for $350, some folks might be less than pleased. You might look at that as a bit of an oversight, that their protective case that comes with the headphones doesn't protect them from themselves. Sound quality. Let's talk about sound quality. These are fantastic sounding headphones. These are really, really nice sounding headphones. If you've used Beyerdynamic headphones before, then you'll know what to expect. And these did not let me down. Being a small driver, I was very, very surprised with A, how loud these got, and B, how good they sound. They're very, very nice. They are warm sounding. Typical Beyerdynamic, there's not an absolute ton of sibilance. There's not a ton of top end on these headphones. Again, that can be a personal preference, whether or not that's something you want in a casual headphone. I find these personally to be a bit dark for casual listening. And what do I mean by that? So casual listening for me includes listening to music, listening to podcasts, all sorts of stuff like that, talking on the phone, especially with a model like this that's intended to be used with your cell phone. And it's just coincidence that a lot of that content that I'm trying to hear in my casual listening is stuff where sibilance is important. It might be a podcast or a radio program or talking on the phone. This is a cell phone compatible model headphone. This is a test of the Apple earbuds microphone. This is a test of the microphone from the Apple earbuds, just the standard Apple headphones that come with all Apple devices. And this is a test of the Beyerdynamic Aventho wired microphone. This is the microphone for talking on your cell phone. Same settings as the Apple microphone I just tested. And those are all things for me anyway that I like a little bit of that extra sibilance. I like my headphones to extend up into the top end a little bit, and if nothing else, to be flat all the way out. These headphones to me feel a little bit muted in those types of situations. So in my past experience, I've really liked Beyerdynamic headphones. Now, comparing them to a 7506, these are pretty much all top end compared to the Aventho. Compared to Audio-Technica, something like an ATH M50, similar bottom and mid, fullness. You're definitely getting the full picture, but these Audio-Technicas do extend up a little bit higher, as a little bit more top end, a little bit more presence. And for me, that just makes it a little bit easier for casual listening, things like podcasts, radio programs. Again, on the other hand, when I've had the chance to just sit down and listen to music, again, casually, not in a professional setting, not mixing, not doing anything other than enjoying music, these have become some of my favorite headphones to listen to. I don't want to get too far into personal music preferences, but jazz, especially on these, recordings that benefit from a warm reproduction just sound phenomenal on these. It's old Miles Davis, the trumpet on these just sounds ridiculous. Coltrane albums, Milt Jackson albums, especially a vibraphone on these is insane. Listening to something more modern like a Radiohead album, for instance, something where there's been an emphasis already on an analog signal chain and a warmth, these just sound phenomenal. Something like 07 When It Falls, that album's super warm, very just rich analog. You listen to stuff like Paul McCartney's Wings, or old Genesis albums, pretty much anything recorded up until digital really took over. Anything that was recorded on tape or intended to reproduce that kind of sound just sounds great on these. You don't feel like you're missing anything. Personally, for me, like listening to an Adele album on these doesn't sound bad. It sounds great, but I feel like I'm missing the very top end of the sonic picture. Again, listening to like a Radiohead album versus something like a John Mayer album. Radiohead sounds amazing on these. John Mayer sounds like I'm missing just the very top. And that's absolutely me being nitpicky. I don't think somebody that only listens to headphones casually would have an issue with these. These are just observations, having used so many different headphones, that these fit a very specific niche for me. And if you listen to that type of music, I think you'll love these. If you don't, you might still love these. It's typical of Beyerdynamic, and I don't have a problem with that at all. If every headphone was the same and ruler flat, what would the point be? I think these are an absolute success for Beyerdynamic. These are a great option to look at. I mean, if you're serious, we're talking $350 for a set of on-the-ear kind of small portable headphones. So obviously not for everybody, but if you're serious, I would take a look at them. I would definitely go and listen to them in person. I would get to a store that has them, and I would spend some time with them, because if they do suit your preference and your tastes, they're phenomenally well put together. I think like Beyerdynamic does with everything. These are a great German engineered product, and I would personally love to own a set. My biggest issues with these, the dual cable is a bit of a pain. For traveling, they're a little bit heavy, and I wish they folded down that extra step. So hopefully we'll get a chance to take a look at the wireless version of these in the future. If you've got either, let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you agree at all with my assessment of these. Again, this is all personal opinion. I think the bottom line with these headphones, they're made by a very, very professional and experienced company, and you're not going to be let down if these suit your tastes sonically. But like everything in headphones, please try to get out and listen to them. It's hard, I know. Stores like B&H in New York have a physical big headphone display where you can try a bunch of stuff on. Get somewhere like that. So that's it for the Aventho wired from Beyerdynamic. These are really neat headphones. They're a Beyerdynamic experience. If you've ever used any of their other high quality headphones, you're not going to be disappointed with these. If you like Beyerdynamic headphones, these will be right up your alley. I didn't miss the noise canceling whatsoever carrying these, and it was really nice not have to fool with batteries and active electronics in my headphones. So those are the pros and cons from my point of view. If you've got a set of these or a set of the wireless ones, I'm hoping we can get the wireless Aventho in soon to take a look at, and I can give you some opinions about those and how they compare to these. But if you've got either, or if you've listened to both, please hit the comments below and let us know what you think, why you chose them. If you tried them and you didn't choose them, let us know about that too. Like what kind of things do you look for in a set of headphones like this. This is obviously a very specific target market, somebody looking for a casual set of small, on-the-ear, high-quality headphones in this price bracket. It's not going to be something you're going to see a ton of people running around with like Beats headphones. But if you chose these or if you didn't, let me know in the comments below why. I'd love to hear your opinions on the Beyerdynamic Aventho wired. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody that supports the channel through Patreon, through the website, or by following the affiliate links below. If you'd like to find where to purchase these or any of the other stuff I talk about in these videos, jump over to the website DcSoundOp.com. Huge thanks to Beyerdynamic for sending these over for us to take a look at and for letting me try them out. It really was fun getting to use these for the last month or so. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.